Hello guys, it's Ashkan with another roadmap of the day with the lovely pair GJ. I think it will be same as the vision of the day. It will be one of the last roadmap of the day of this year. Hopefully we will continue it next year if it helps you really, and just let me know if it helps you. And I wish the next year be our year, be free from all of these disaster. Here, let's back to the chart. At the vision of the day, I've told you guys, it just coming down, break from this area, and now if this candle could close a blow of that area, all of this area, and could around that area, maybe it's sign that it's gonna going down. And with all of these news at the Britain and new coronavirus, I don't know, new version of it, maybe it will be true. Maybe the price coming down. If it break from this area could be touched and could be here, even here, and we have like this trend line too. It should be break this area, what we should see. And I will suggest you in last couple of days it will be holiday, so if you do not trade, it's okay. You could just watch the market and paper trade. That's it. At the H4, let's see what do we have at the H4. At the H4, prices went down after this gap happening. It just went down and closed below of this area. If you remember at the vision of the day, I told about this. If it turned to the tiny FTR, it could be a sell opportunity. As you see, just turn this FTR to tiny FTR and completely went down to these fresh zone, fresh areas. And now it just back up to this FTR, so it's at a decision point. If it could close above that area, it could be comes up and fill this gap, or maybe if you have confirmation, it could be going down to retest this area. Let's go to the H1. Okay, at the H1, after this gap, do you see after this gap it just went down, made a low, and it back to this flip area. At the morning, at the vision of the day, exactly, I've told about this area too. We could go for a sell. As you see, just tap to this area and completely went down. First target could be about this area. That will be the gap filling of this area, and it went down to this fresh zone that could be a base in lower time frame. Okay, now let's go to the M15 and let's find the time that I will start trading. It will be about 9. Okay, it will be here. Okay, now price is just do some range. At this area there is no clue for entry, and let's go to another candle. It just went down to retest that FTR again. Okay, another candle as a bullish, it did another bullish candle too. Now we could use the tips of the base area and the base one. So now the whole of this area could be our base. Breakout of each other could be a sign for entry. So now I will put the buy stop, sell stop at here, could be around that area. Okay, stop loss could be here. Okay, 10 pips. Let's find the target at left, and the first target could be around that area. And for buy a stop could be around that area, couple of pips above this one. Target could be around that area as a base, but it could be better to put it at here because it's a gap opening, so it's a dangerous seller area. Okay, now let's go. What do we have? It will be about before the Frankfurt Open. As we know, we have push at the opening, at the Frankfurt Open, and at the London session. So now, okay, it's a sign, but it just tapped this area. If we have a bullish engulfing, good confirmation, it would be going up. And let's see. Okay, as you see guys, it just went down in the profit, and it just went down about how many pips? about 825 pips. So now that's it, that when you could put your stop loss at the profit as I've took this position as well. So now we will close our positions. Perfectly, if it back up to the this area as a flip zone, and maybe tap to the broken base, it could be awesome for entering the market. So let me draw this area as well. Okay, could we have anything now? If we have like a retest, will be perfect. The price completely went down with momentum. Let's see, what do we have now? Maybe around that area. Let's find something perfectly. Maybe it could help us. These areas is so important, you know, because of we have a rejected from here and retested this area. So let's see, what do we have now? Okay, a bullish candle. If it comes up here, it could be perfect. But this could be like a base area. If it turn into the tiny FDR in this time frame and higher time frame, it will be the entry point too. Okay. Oh, it's so perfect now. It's so perfect. We could go for a sell in that area. I've explained all of it at the course, completely at the course. That could be around that area. Maybe we could enter around that area. Could be perfect. And the target could be, the first target could be around that area. That's good. Could be around that point. That could be good, around about this area. And the next target could be around that. So we will put our target around that area. It's enough. The risk ratio is good. It's kinda, it will be same as the previous January. And if you remember, you could go and check it. And at the January, we have a tough market, but we could gain a lot of money in that moment. Why? Because the pips movement was so high, and in just second you could gain like a 10-20 pips easily. So now we could go further to see what's gonna happen. Okay, it's a indecision candle. It just tapped and went down. It could be like a sign. If the next candle could be like a bearish candle, we could be sure about the position. Even we could add in our position too. Okay, next candle is bearish. Okay, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. Let's see another bearish candle that it make a low than the previous one. So it's a very good clue. It's good. Let me check the time. Okay, it was like a, here was like a London session. It went up and just back down. Okay, I think we will be continuing going down. Depends on the structure. It just went down completely. Oh. And it hit the target. It hit the target. Okay, do you see how I manage my order, how I took these orders? It didn't back to this area, but I have another option. Okay, if it turned to the tiny FDR, go for it. You know, just use this chance. Let's see. Okay, let me remove it. It's at the good area. If we have confirmation, okay, it just rejected from this area, and it just back up. Okay, it just back up from this area. It's a risky position if I go for a buy, but I will put the buy around that area. Target could be around that, could be, because it's a risky trade, we should be careful of the position. The next target could be around that area. That could be the flip zone and then fresh FDR. Okay, ta-da! How possible? It just back to the fresh zone and tap it with a good momentum and hit the target like a 20 pips, 22 pips. Okay, Now let's see what if we have a confirmation for a sell, we could go for that, but the target could be around that area with because it's like a base, and the base breakout, it was like a base breakout. And if we have a tiny FDR in the momentum, we could go follow it and trade it. Okay, another sign, it just make a new high, so it's like a bullish movement. It's a good sign. It's a good sign for a buy. It could be turned to the like a tiny FDR. If we consider the momentum, maybe we miss the trade, because most of the time I will enter the market when I see it turned to the tiny FDR. I will put like a buy stop around that area. The stop loss will be here. The target could be around that area as a flip zone, maybe a little lower than this area. Okay, wow, it just went up completely. Now how many pips that we have? You could just close your orders, or you put your stop loss at the profit. Let's see, what do we have? Another one, it just backed down. It tapped to this area. Let me remove it. It just tapped to this fresh FDR. It could be like a fake out too, guys. If you wanted to do like a risky trade, you could go for a buy around that area, because it just break this area, and it just back up. So it will be the first FTB to the breakout, fake out area. So it's very important. So you could, if you wanted to do a risky trade, this area was so perfect. I always, when I see these things, I will go for a buy it, enter the market after it. Okay, it just went up. It didn't make a new high. Okay. Then here again, another one, another pattern. Okay, just doing like a base. Let's see. If you have a confirmation here, it could be like a good buy. It's tough if I go for a buy now. It will be so risky. So I will rather to skip it. I will rather to skip it, to do not enter the market. Okay, but it was good. It just went up. It just did another good candle. If we have a confirmation now about this area, it could be a sign for a buy. It just back down. What time is that? Okay, I think it will be the last trade. It's gonna break. If it break it, we could go for sell. It's a good sign that it's gonna going up. So now we could go for a buy, because it just went up. It did like a QM, about the QM in that area. So now we could go for a buy in that area. Stop loss will be below the zone and below the candle. Do you see how stop loss, how it be wide, so wide? So you should have a less risk. It's because of the movement, pips movement in the market. The next target could be around that area, could be top of the broken base area. So I will remove it. So it just did another good sign. It's like a breakout from the trend line, another candle, and it just went completely up. So now we could close our position in a good profit, guys. In this type of market, every candle, do you see? Let's see, this M15 candle has about 36 pips, guys. So it's so important you use the good risk management and have a good stop loss, have a good target, because if you put your stop loss, it could be like a 12 or 15 pips more than usual, but you will gain more. Every candle has more pips. You should be careful in this market. If you leave the market, it's okay. You could just watch it and make a notes and have a paper trade. Okay, I hope and wish all of these videos helps you. If you have questions, just ask me, and be ready for something good. God bless you all. Have a good night.